Hi, welcome to Unit 1, Part B, Learning Outcome. I can solve literal equations. So first thing I want to do is define a literal equation. Literal equations are equations where variables represent known values. So you have seen literal equations before. We are just going to be solving for them. So here's an example of one that you have seen before. D equals RT. You've seen this. In this case, this is distance equals rate and times time. So in this case, anytime we want to find a distance, we'd have to know the rate and the time. Something else that you've probably seen before is A equals BH, where we have area equals base times height. And again, depending on the equation, you'd substitute in and solve. So, given these two equations, we're going to be solving for them, which you might be asked to do like in geometry next year or later on this year. So let's look at those two a bit closer. So first, if we were given D equals RT, we see that the distance, the D, is all by itself. But what if we were asked to solve for R? Well, if those were the directions, solve for R, you have to look at this as a regular problem. So this looks like R times T. So if it's R times T, how would you get that R by itself? Well, we would divide by T. And here we would divide by T. Now, T isn't a number right now, it's just a variable. So our final answer is rate equals distance over time. R equals D over T. We've got R by itself. We isolated the R. Okay, same thing if we had area equals base times height. So the same thing, if we wanted to like solve for H. Well, area equals base times height. Okay, again, it's timesing, base times height. So to get that height by itself, we're going to divide by B. So H equals A, the area divided by the base. Okay, we're going to look at one more just because you're going to see this equation an awful lot this year. And I hope it's familiar to you, but just in case it's not, let's say you have y equals mx plus b. Oh my goodness, hopefully some of you are saying like, whoa, that's a linear equation. So what if you were asked to solve for b? Okay, what if you had to get the b all by itself? Well, as we look at this equation, y equals mx plus b, in order to get that b by itself, we'd have to get rid of all of the other things on that side. So we don't have to do any division. I'm just going to subtract mx. Subtract mx. So b equals y minus mx. And that's it. We're going to look at problems in class that are more challenging or that involve other steps. Please bring any questions that you have to class. Have a great night.